orbital. So yung hydrogen, let's recall, na yung orbital lang niya, di ba, is 1s. And kapag s nga sublevel, it could occupy only a maximum of 2 electrons. So this is also correct, no, nga for hydrogen, ang pinaka-stable niya nga electronic configuration is having 2 electrons sa 1s orbital. Okay, letter C, ionic bond is when electrons are transferred. This is very true. Pag may transfer of electrons, we tend to form ionic bond. This is common when metals and non-metals react, or cations, anions. That's the time we tend to form ionic bond. Covalent bond naman, it is when electrons are being shared. Sharing lang ng electrons yung nangyari. So this is also true and commonly observed when nonmetals and another nonmetals react. So there is no incorrect statement here. So none of the above yung sagot dito. Okay? Sige, number 8. Which of the following statement is our true? So this time, we look for a true, correct statement. Okay? Given the figure below. Ayan. So yung figure dito simply shows nga ang carbon and a chloride na atom, they are covalently bonded. So this is an example of a covalent bond. And recalling, di ba, ang covalent bond has 2 types. Merong non-polar, meron ding polar covalent bond. Okay? So yung obviously shown here, since merong dipole moment nga line, dipole moment direction being shown, it simply means nga merong unequal distribution dito ng electrons when electrons are being shared. So unequally shared yung electrons dito. So this is an example of a polar covalent bond. Okay? Wherein, kung merong dipole moment direction, kung saan nakaturo yung arrowhead, yun yung highly electronegative nga atom. Meaning it attracts more electrons. Okay? And then, kung sino yung may tail na positive, okay, positive tail sa arrow, then siya yung least electronegative, which carries a partial positive charge. So given this information, let's try to identify among the choices, sino dito yung true. Okay, true statement. Okay, yung letter A, obviously it's a false statement. Kasi sabi niya ang carbon daw ang partially negative charge. No, it should be chlorine or chloride here. Letter B. Okay, chlorine atom is more electronegative than carbon. So this is true. Okay? So kung nakakita na kag-true statement and wala namang sa choices na both A and B or both B and C or all of the above, none of the above, then siya na yung sagot. Okay? So for number 8, letter B is the correct answer. So the rest are false statement. Okay? So dito, wala namang transfer. It's about sharing of electron kasi non-metal yung being reacted. Non-metal. Electrons move, letter D. Electrons move toward the carbon. No. Dapat yung direction is papuntang chlorine kasi chlorine is more electronegative. Okay, then letter C. Chlorine atom acquires a partially positive charge. This is also false. Dapat siya yung partially negative charge. Okay? So again, number 9. How many electrons does sulfur have in its valence shell? Okay, to answer this, you recall the grouping of sulfur asa siya na belong, no? Na grouping sa periodic table of elements para mapadali yung pagsagot sa item na to. So sulfur is part of group 6A elements, or under chalcogen, under oxygen family.
Oh.
Okay? So, yung number of valence electron niya is 6. Okay? So, that's it. Now, number 10, true statements ulit. Let's check which among the choices ang true statement given the figure below. Okay? So, sabi sa letter A, the central carbon, ito daw. So, this carbon is in sp3d, hybridized. This is false. Kasi yung carbon dyan, since it carries 2 double bonds, or it carries 2 sigma bonds and 2 pi bonds, that means it is in sp, hybridized nga carbon. Okay? And if naka-sp hybridized yung carbon dito, it is in linear, diba? Linear nga geometry. So it's not sp3d, instead sp. Okay, sp hybridized yung carbon dyan. So false statement din yung letter B. Okay. Okay, what about letter, sorry. Nawala ba yung akong gi-share screen? Okay. Okay. Sige. Letter C. Sabi sa letter C, the molecule, ang sabi dyan is the whole molecule daw. The whole molecule is in linear molecular geometry. Okay, this statement is incorrect. Okay? Yung linear portion lang dito is having carbon as the central atom, but there are 2 central atoms here sa buong wait sa ha. Okay. Ni-exit ang atong file. Okay. Ayan. Okay, let's go back to item number 10, then letter C man yun daw. Okay, yung sa letter C, this is a false statement din kasi iyang generalize nga ang whole molecule is linear in geometry. Where in fact, dalawa man yung central atom dito. Though yung isang central atom is in linear shape, kasi naka-sp hybridized siya, di ba? Pag sp, linear yung geometry, 180 degrees yung ideal bond angle. Yung nitrogen dito, which is also part of the central atom, this is actually in bent shape. Okay? Naka-bent shape siya. Okay. With that, different yung magiging geometry. Depende kung what specific central atom ang being identified. So dito, ang buong molecule man iyahang kumbaga gi-describe na geometry, then this is considered false statement. Kasi sabi niya, yung buong molecule is linear daw in geometry. Okay, so yung letter D yung natira. Sabi sa letter D, the bond angle around carbon atom is approximately 180 degrees. So this is correct. I mentioned kanina kapag linear yung molecular geometry of that central atom in the molecule, 180 degrees approximately yung ideal bond angle. So ito yung true statement. Okay, sige. Let's have number 11. Ito medyo madali lang to, no? Positively charged particle of an atom, it's proton. Okay, yung negatively charged naman, kayo na magsulat ha, electron naman. Negatively charged nga particle of an atom is electron. Ang electrically neutral particle of an atom, neutron naman. Yung anion, negatively charged nga atom or negative charged atom yan. Okay? And then, sige, sulat ko yung Minsan ha, kay ayaw magsulat. Ayan. Negative charged atom. And then pag cation naman, positive charged atom. Okay, next. Generally, organic compounds are, yung sagot dito, letter D. Okay, both A and B. Generally, they are flammable. And generally, they are nonpolar in characteristic. Since nonpolar sila, they only dissolve, or generally speaking kung nonpolar yung description ng isang organic compound, then they can be dissolved among nonpolar solvents din. Okay? Hindi sila water. Pag water soluble kasi, highly polar yun. Characteristic ng water. This is highly polar. Okay? And recalling, diba, the principle kapag dissolution should be like dissolves. Like water is highly polar, then yung madadissolve sa water or mga water-soluble na compound are those polar compounds din. Okay? Next, how many electrons are shared between two atoms in a double bond? Okay, so you have a double bond, let's say A and B is bonded, and then multiple bond in a form of double bond yung present or being shared between the two atoms. Ilan ba yung electrons present dyan? So that would be 4. Okay, 4. Kasi sa isang bond, 2 electrons naman na siya. So pag double na siya, double bond, 4 electrons in totality. Sige, next. In polar covalent bond, the more electronegative atom it acquires, okay, yung sagot dito is partially negative charge. You can make use of the information kanina, yung sa number 8. Like si chlorine, okay, since siya yung more electronegative between this bonded na atoms, then siya yung it attracts more electrons, so siya yung mag-a-acquire ng partially negative charge. Okay, next. Predict the hybridization of the indicated atom shown by the arrow. So ito yung being labeled sa arrow. Then that is carbon, di ba? A carbon na meron daw double bond, then the rest single bond. Okay, whenever a carbon atom carries one double bond, then its hybridization class, take note, it is in sp2. Okay, so when you check the carbon in the structure, naa siya isa lang yun ka double bond, then sp2 na siya. Pero kung duha na ka double bond nag-surround sa iya, sp yun, sp hybridization. Or pwede din, you can make use of the concept na kung tatlo yung sigma bond surrounding that carbon, there are 3 sigma bond. Let me highlight it with color black. Always yung first bond, main bond, sigma yun, sigma bond. So 3 yung sigma bond. Tapos pag may isa siyang pi bond, consider din siya as sp2, hybridized. Okay? This is plural. Okay? 3 sigma bonds. Ayan. So, yung sagot ha is sp2. And pag sp, yung carbon ulit, take note, puro single bonds yung nagsusurround sa kanya. Okay? So, 4 sigma bonds yung present. Or puro yan mga single bonds. Okay? Sorry. That's sp3 pala. Sorry. I overlooked. It should be sp3. Yung 4, ang sigma bonds, puro siya single bonds. Yung sp naman, Okay? Pag sp, yung carbon, meron siyang, okay, 2 sigma bonds, 2 pi bonds. Okay? So, yan yung sp hybridize. So, yan yung tatlong hybridization, di ba, ng carbon. Okay? Sige, let me draw the orientation. Let's say for sp hybridized, pwede yan puro double bonds ang gasurround sa iya, ha? So, when you count the sigma bonds, dalawa ang sigma bonds, dalawa ang pi bonds. Okay? Pwede din naman isang triple bond, isang single bond. So, pag na-siya isa ka triple bond, then automatic sp din yan, sp hybridized. So, when you check the number of sigma, ganun din, 2 sigma bonds meron, then dalawa din yung pi bonds. So, parehas ra na concept. As long as duha ang sigma bonds, duha ang pi bonds surrounding that specific carbon, sp yan, sp hybridized. And then for sp3, puro na dayon single bonds. Meaning to say, puro sigma bonds, 4 na sigma bonds surrounding that. sp3 hybridized yung carbon na yan. Okay? Sige. Let's have number 16. Okay, a measure of atoms attraction. Okay, this is a property that is very common no, sa isang atom. It attracts the electrons, okay, from a bonded atom. Wait, kaya nag-load siya. Ayan. So that is electronegativity. Attraction of electrons, it shares in a chemical bond with another atom. So electronegativity yan. Yung ionization energy, yun yung energy required. Okay? Yung energy required to remove electron in an atom or from an atom. Remove an electron from an atom. So, yun yung required nga energy na kailangan para mag-omit, mag-tanggal no, ng electron from an atom. Yung electron affinity naman, this is the energy released. Energy released, okay, when atom is added. Okay, to no atom. That's electron, sorry. Ayan. So, when electron is added to an atom. Okay, so yan yung electron affinity. Ionization, removal of an electron, electron affinity, electron has been added. Okay. Next, draw electron dot structure of ammonia. Determine the number of non-bonding electrons. So, yung Lewis structure ng ammonia, it looks like this. Diba? Ammonia is NH3. NH3. Yung stable binding state ni nitrogen is always having 3 bonds. Meron siyang 3 bonds at saka meron siyang isang lone pair. 1 lone pair. So yung tanong dito, how many a number of unshared electron present sa structure ng ammonia. So there are 2. Okay? Non-bonding electrons or unshared electrons. Okay, next. Carbon atom is capable of forming how many maximum of covalent bonds? So yung sagot dito is 4. Okay, yung carbon always will share its valence electron, forming 4 covalent bonds. Okay, for a while ha, nag-freeze yung, ayan, file, ayan. Okay, so again, yung sagot is letter B. Medyo loading ang, I think it's the app itself. Kasi daga na kay kong files na sa iPad, mga galaguro siya. Okay, so again ha, yung carbon atoms, it tend to form 4 covalent bonds. Always gina siya. May it be puro single bonds, may double bond, may triple bond. Basta apat lahat. Okay, number 19. In the given figure below, how many lone pairs can be found? Lone pairs or non-bonding pair of electrons. Okay, yung lone pairs dito is actually present sa oxygen na atom at saka sa nitrogen na atom. Let's recall, ang stable binding state of oxygen in a structure, it's always having 2 bonds and then 2 lone pairs. Or pwede din oxygen, ganito, yung state. Dalawa ang bonds, dalawa ang lone pairs. That's for oxygen. And then for nitrogen, always 3 bonds, tapos merong isang lone pair. Pwede naman ganito. Okay, yan yung stable binding state nila. So since may nitrogen and oxygen sa structure ng dopamine, then imaginary lang dito no yung mga lone pairs, but you still have to know how many, no? Kasi yun yung tanong, how many lone pairs pwedeng present sa isang dopamine structure. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 5 lahat. Tig dalawa sa each oxygen and then isa sa nitrogen. Okay, next. Okay, on the same figure above, identify the total number of carbon atoms. So ito medyo understandable kasi kita naman yung mga carbon dyan, every corner are carbon atom. So 6 plus meron dito dalawa, so there are 8, total of 8. 6, 7, 8, ayan. So 8 yung total number of carbons. Ilan yung sigma bonds dyan? Sigma bonds, again, yun yung first bond, yung main bond. Okay? So yung visible dito na pinakita, there are, I think, 11 yung visible dito. Diba? 6 na daan dire sa ring. Okay? Then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 yung visible. But merong hindi visible dyan ang mga sigma bond. Yung connection between oxygen to hydrogen. Oxygen to hydrogen. So 11, 12, 13. And yung connection sa nitrogen to hydrogen. Okay, 13, 14, and 15. So there are 15 sigma bonds present sa dopamine na structure. Okay? Sige. Identify the functional group present in the same structure sa dopamine. So yung present dito, you have here an amine. So this is an amine. And then you have arine. And then hydroxyl. So all of them are present. Okay. Next, valence, you have to identify here kung true statement ba or hindi. No, yung binigay dito na mga statements. Number 23, first statement sabi, valence electron is the number of electrons in the outermost shell. This is true. Okay. Yung second statement, the higher the shell number, the farther it is from the nucleus. This is also true statement. Okay. Or that is also referring to the highest energy level. Kung the more higher yung value ng N or principal quantum number or the highest energy level, then yung distance ng electron from the nucleus farther than. Okay, so true statement yung dalawa. Okay, dapat letter C. Okay, letter C yung sagot. Both statements are true. Yung dalawang statement, tama ha? Sige, next. This describes a molecule with polar and nonpolar ends. Okay, this is referring to the term amphiphilic. Okay. Amphiphilic, it means yung molecule, meron siyang hydrophilic part. Yan yung polar, di ba? Pag hydrophilic part, water-loving. Hydrophilic. Non-polar end, meaning meron siyang hydrophobic na part. Okay? Or lipid-loving. Yun yung amphiphilic. Meron siya both parts. Polar, non-polar, hydrophilic, hydrophobic. Amphoteric at saka ampholyte, parehas na sila nga term. Whenever yung molecule acts either or both yan, both an acid or a base. Okay, depende sa reaction. Pwede siyang acid in a certain reaction, pwede din naman siya base in certain reaction. So if it acts both an acid and base, then ampholyte or amphoteric yung compound na yan or molecule. There is no such term sa chemistry na bipolar. Sa pharmacology lang yan or sa kanang disease, yung mental disorder nga bipolar. So I hope walang nagsagot ha ng bipolar. Isomers naman, same formula. Okay? And then different yung structure. Yun yung isomer. And maraming question no, sa latter part about isomerism. So I hope you had reviewed concepts related to isomerism because you will also use that knowledge sa biochemistry. Okay, next. Talking about substituted aromatic ring, if the substituents occupy the position 1 and 3, we call that substitution as meta. Okay, please recall that. Pag meta, 1, 3. Pag 1, 2, yung distance ng substituent sa aromatic ring, that's ortho. And then kapag 1, 4, yung distance, that is para, substitution. Next. The term used to describe a group of atoms that loves positive species, yung positive loving. Okay, in polar reaction, ano yung positive loving ng mga species, yun yung nucleophile. Okay, pag phile, di ba, loving. Pag philic, loving. So, nucleo, or from the word nucleus, di ba, ang nucleus is positively charged. Yung characteristic ng nucleus because of the influence of proton present in the nucleus nila. Nag-share screen na si Chen Ligo. Okay. Ako sang i-balik ang slide. Ayan. So again, let's go back. Sabi ko kanina yung nucleophile. That is also equivalent to nucleus, loving. Ayan. Then electrophile naman, electron, loving. Pag nucleus, positively charged yung characteristic niya because of the influence again of proton found in the nucleus. Okay, so pag, ito pala, number 28 pala, ayan. So kapag positive loving or nucleus loving, nucleophile yun. Okay? Pag negative loving na atom, group of atoms, or electron loving, electrophile naman yun. Okay, acids, description natin sa acid is proton donor sila. Okay, proton donor based sa Bronsted-Lowry na concept. Proton donor ang mga acid. Pag free radical naman, this describes an atom with unshared electron. Ayan. Yan yung ibig sabihin ng free radical. Okay, next. Number 30. Okay, if hydrogen bonds in a molecule increased in number, when does hydrogen bonds ba formed? A hydrogen bond, this is an example of an intermolecular force of attraction. It's a strong type of intermolecular force of attraction. And this is usually formed ang hydrogen is bonded to highly electronegative atom like oxygen or nitrogen or fluorine. Okay, so either of that highly electronegative atom, kapag na-attract sila or bonded sila sa hydrogen, the type of bond that is formed is a hydrogen bond. So whenever ang hydrogen bond is increased in number, that means the polarity also increases because the type of covalent bond observable dyan is a polar, di ba? Nga covalent bond. A hydrogen bonded to highly electronegative atom, obviously unequal yung sharing of electrons dyan. So polar yung covalent bond. So that also increases the polarity. Okay? Therefore, the water solubility also increases. Kasi polar man yun, yung characteristic ng hydrogen bonds, polar din naman yung water, then it also increases the dissolution na characteristic, yung solvation ng compound. So letter B yung sagot. Okay, next, which statement best describes stereoisomers? Okay, yung stereoisomer, we define this as another general example, diba, ng isomers. Okay? Wherein yung difference dito, nagdi-differ yung structure because of the differences sa spatial orientation or spatial arrangement ng atoms. So yung best statement that would describe that is yung letter C. Okay? Pag stereoisomer, they differ in the spatial arrangement of atoms. Letter A has nothing to do with stereoisomer. And then, kasi sabi dito, do not differ. Okay? It doesn't describe an isomer then. Okay? Kasi pag isomer, dapat difference yung structure. It could be difference in the order of bonding or difference sa spatial arrangement ng atom. Okay, yung letter B, they differ in the order or kind of atoms. This describes constitutional, more on constitutional isomerism. Sorry, constitutional. Ayan, isomerism. And sabi sa letter D, do not differ in their configuration. It doesn't describe also stereoisomerism. It should be they differ. Yung correct dapat dyan na statement describing stereoisomer for letter D, dapat differ in configuration. Kasi we have type, diba, ng stereoisomer na mga configurational isomerism. Dalawa yon, yung enantiomer, diastereomers. Okay? So, yung sagot is letter C. 32, true about resonance. Yung pinaka-common na concept related to resonance has something to do with the localization of electrons. But to specify the type of electrons or type of bonds that is delocalized sa isang isang compound na merong resonance na characteristic is yung pi bonds dapat. Okay? So hindi kasali yung sigma. Okay, it should be delocalization ng pi bonds, yung second or third bond in a molecule. Okay? So, if yung letter A is a false statement, consider siya as false statement kasi because of the term sigma. Okay, sigma bond. Okay, ayun. Letter B. Letter B, overall charge of the system remains the same. This is correct. Okay. Medyo naga-freeze ulit ha yung akong screen. Ayan. Pasensya na. Ayan. Letter B yung sagot. Overall charge of the system, it remains the same. Kahit ilan pa yung Lewis structure pwedeng ma-produce showing resonance, the charge, formal charge of the atoms or the formal charge ng buong molecule, parehas lang. Okay? Yung letter C, false statement, siya kasi sabi niya single Lewis structure lang could show resonance. It should be more than one Lewis structure. Okay? Freezing yung screen ulit for a while. Ayan. Okay? So, yan yung naka-cause ng that makes the statement incorrect. Yung term na one single. It should be more than. It could be expressed by more than one Lewis structure. Can you correct that? Sige, next. Number 33. The following depicts the structures of isoproterenol and metaproterenol, respectively. They are what type of isomer? If you try to compare the two structures, they only differ to the position of hydroxyl. Sa first structure, yung hydroxyl is in ortho position, and then sa second structure naman, it is in meta position. So the best isomer that could describe this structure is positional. Excuse me. Okay. Ayan. So letter C. Yung geometric isomerism, that is common among alkenes. Wala namang alkenes, no? So structure. Under geometric isomerism, we have two types or configuration. We could identify a cis-trans isomer. Pwede din yung easy isomerism. So yung letter E dyan actually falls under geometric isomerism. Yung skeletal isomerism, common naman ito sa mga sa mga alkenes. Okay? Yung chain isomerism, parehas na siya sa skeletal isomerism. So, common siya sa alkenes, ang skeletal. Geometric sa alkenes, yung may double bond. Yung optical isomerism, yung difference dito is configuration ng molecule. And this is a type of stereo isomerism. Okay, so yan naman yung optical. Okay, sige, let's have number 34. Organic compound with a molecular formula of C10H22. So, what type of compound is this? You can make use of the concept or yung idea on the general formula ng mga hydrocarbons. Which of those general formula does this follows? C10H22, it actually follows the general formula ng alkane. Diba yung alkane is CnH2n plus 2. So kung there are 10 carbon, yung number of hydrogen then for an alkane would be 22. Okay? So alkane yan, following its general formula, CnH2n plus 2. Okay, then you recall ha yung item number 1, we rationalize ano yung general formula ng alkene, cycloalkane. Ayan, you recall that. Okay, next. sp3 hybridized carbon has a general formula. Ito nasabi na to kanina. kanina sabi natin pag sp3 hybridized, puro single bonds, puro sigma bonds yung surrounding sa carbon. So this is tetrahedral shape. Okay, apat na sigma bonds, apat na single bonds. So tetrahedral. So that's the correct answer. Okay, then the ideal bond angle kapag tetrahedral, it's 109.5 degrees. Let's wait for my screen na mag-load ha for a while. Ako sa exit. Okay, and then okay, let's have number 35 again. So ulit ang answer is letter B. And again, the ideal bond angle kapag tetrahedral molecular geometry, it's 109.5 degrees. Yung linear na molecular geometry, that is for a central carbon na yung hybridization niya is sp. As we recall, no, kanina na mga previous items. And linear na shape has ideal bond angle na 180 degrees. For trigonal planar naman, yung hybridization ng central carbon should be sp2. And the ideal bond angle kapag trigonal planar, it's 120 degrees. Okay, so for number 36, kapag sp2 hybridized, yung carbon, it should be letter C, trigonal planar, 120 degrees. Okay, next, conformation, most stable conformation of cyclohexane. This should be in share. Okay, conformation. Kini exit siya. Where is it? Ayan, so again, most stable conformation of cyclohexane, it should be chair. Okay, it's more stable than both conformation for cyclohexane. So we compare siya with both conformation. Next, number 38. Most stable conformation naman for cyclobutane, yung sagot dito is butterfly. Okay, that's for cyclobutane. Yung envelope, that's the most stable conformation for cyclopentane. Okay, cyclopentane. Okay, sige, let's proceed. 39. Geometrical configuration for methane. Methane is the simplest hydrocarbon. It has 1 carbon, 4 hydrogen, and since apat yung electron groups surrounding it, then it follows a tetrahedral arrangement. Okay, so meaning yung carbon dito is in sp3 hybridized kasi puro single bonds yung gasurround sa kanya. So mani siya? Ga-exit gid ako ang slide. I think it's because of the app. Kay bugat ang app. I don't know. I'm using MS Word mo. Just be patient na lang, ha? Okay. Ayan. So again, pag sp3 hybridize yung carbon, as mentioned kanina, puro single bonds yung gas around sa carbon. Okay, sige, number 40. Considered least reactive compound. Among the hydrocarbons, yung least reactive, yun yung mga alkanes. So sa choices pa lang, isa ra ang alkane na given sa choices, and that would be letter E. So letter E would be the answer. Diba? You know that na ang alkanes, sila yung least reactive among hydrocarbons. That's why in some other references, hindi siya considered, diba, as functional group. Kasi when we define functional group, dapat it should be at least reactive. That is where the chemical reactions happened. Next, saturated hydrocarbon. Pag saturated, we are referring to those hydrocarbons na only single bonds present. Only single bonds yung present. So, walang multiple bonds. Walang double bond. Walang walang triple bond. Okay? So, we are referring most likely to alkanes here. And alkanes have general formula CnH2n plus 2. So, kapag 3 yung carbon sa isang alkane, ilan ba dapat yung hydrogen? So, yung hydrogen should be 8. So, yung sagot dyan is letter D. Tama ba? Okay. C3H8. That's the correct, kumbaga, formula kapag propane. Okay? Sige. Next, choose the incorrect. So, false statement about isomerism. Let's start with letter A. Pag isomerism, set of isomerism, the structures, the compounds, they differ in both physical and chemical properties. This is somehow true. No? They may have the same formula, but as long as the compound differs in structure, different molecule na yan sila. So they will also differ in certain physical-chemical properties. There are 2 general types of isomerism. Yes, this is true. Structural, stereoisomers, this is true. Geometric and optical isomers are 2 types of stereoisomers. This is also true na statement. Okay, kumbaga these falls under stereoisomers, yung geometric at saka optical. Next, in general, ang mga isomers, they have different formula. This is false. Kasi pag isomer, sabi natin, dapat same ang formula. Saan sila nag-differ? Sa structure. Okay, sa chemical structure. So, tama ito, different in structure. Different in structure. Sige, so, letter D yung sagot. Okay, next. The carbon pointed with by an arrow has a molecular geometry of blank and it forms a bond angle of blank. Okay, so ito. Yung carbon na yan, meron siyang isang double bond. Ano sabi natin pag meron siyang isang double bond? It's in sp2. Diba? sp2 hybridized. Or when you check for its sigma pi bonds, meron siyang 3 sigma bonds, isang pi bond. That falls under sp2. So, trigonal, planar. Okay? And it's 120 degrees, yung ideal bond angle, if trigonal, planar. Next, which of the following compounds could be an isomer of pentane? Okay, let me draw pentane. So, yan yung pentane. We can actually draw another structure here. But still with the same formula ng pentane. Pentane, di ba, is C5H12. Okay? So, pwedeng ito yung isomer ng pentane. And that is named as 2-methyl-butane. Okay, parehas sila. 5 ang carbon, 12 ang hydrogen. Okay? Next. It could be an isomer of butane. Butane is C4H10. So, ito yung butane. Halimbawa, pwedeng i-cut mo yung structure. 3 na yung parent chain. 3 carbon containing na yung parent chain. Yung isang carbon, substituent siya. Okay? So, same lang yan. 4 yung carbon, 10 yung hydrogen. And the name of this isomer is that's isobutane. Okay? 4 pa rin yung carbon dyan. Isobutane is chemically known as 2-methylpropane. Okay, next. How many isomers are there for dibromobenzene? Again, kapag benzene structure and it is di-substituted, meron siyang 3 positional isomers. Depende kung ano yung distance ng dalawang substituent. Pwedeng naka-ortho, meta, para position. So, yung sagot dito is 3. Okay? Yung ortho, meta, para position. Next, how many hydrogen atoms are present in acyclic alkane? Kapag acyclic, absence of a cyclic ring. So we are just referring to an open chain. An open chain alkane follows again the general formula CnH2n plus 2. So kung 5 yung carbon, no, sa isang alkane, ilan yung hydrogen dapat? So you substitute. 5 times 2, 10, plus 2, 12. So letter D. Next, identify the functional group present in the molecule. So ano ba tong functional group na to? Yung RSH. RSH, that is thiol. Alkyl halides, that is RX. And then amide, RCO, NH2. Thioether, it looks like an ether, pero yung oxygen is replaced with a thio, a sulfur. Thio, it means sulfur. Amine is RNH2. Next, identify the functional group present in the molecule. Ano yung functional group nito? Carbon double bond O, NH2. That is amide. Okay, next. Identify if the statement is true or false. Thiols are like alcohols. Thiols daw, di ba? Thiols is RSH. Wherein the carbon, wala namang carbon, no, sa functional group ng thiol. Singly bonded daw yung carbon to nitrogen. This is not referring to thiol. Instead, this is an amine. So, false yung statement. Next, the general formula for ester is RCOR. Yung RCOR class, RCOR, this is for ketone. It will become ester if you have an OR directly attached to a carbonyl carbon. So you should have a carbonyl carbon tsaka yung alkoxy, okay, attached to the carbonyl carbon. Okay, so this is another false statement. Next, a carbon to carbon triple bond. Okay, so triple bond, carbon to carbon, is a combination of 2 sigma then 1 pi bond. No. Always sa isang connection ng atoms, so bonding sa atoms. Yung pinakaunang bond, yan na yung sigma. Then the rest, after that sigma bonds, puro na yun pi bonds considered. So baliktad, dapat it should be 1 sigma, 2 pi bonds. Okay, for a carbon to carbon triple bond. So false din to. False statement. Okay, next. Ayan. 53. Isopropyl group has a molecular formula of C3H7. Ano ba yung isopropyl? Skeletal formula niya, di ba, looks like this. This is how we draw it. Then kung i-condense natin siya, that would be equivalent to CH3, CH, and then CH3 dito. So you try to count how many carbons are there, how many hydrogen. That's C3H7. So this is true. Now C3, tatlo ang carbon, then 7 yung hydrogen. So true statement. Next, an electron in a 1s orbital is closer to nucleus than 2s, of course. 1s is the lowest man, di ba? Lowest energy orbital, lowest energy orbital. So siya yung pinakamalapit, no, sa nucleus ng atom. So this is also true. Ito, most stable conformation of pentane. Yung sagot dito is letter D, staggered. Okay, do not confuse it with cyclopentane. Okay, kasi pag cyclopentane, it's a cyclic compound already. When we tend to form a conformational isomer, we flip the ring. Iba yung sa open chain. Pentane is open chain man siya na compound. And usually, we show its stable conformation, diba, sa mga open chain hydrocarbon using a staggered versus an eclipsed na conformational isomerism. Okay, so between eclipse versus staggered, mas stable yung staggered for pentane. Okay, next, number 56. Ito, ketone. Propanone is a ketone. And then 1-propen, 1-ol, this is an enol. Now this pair of a ketone and an enol, this describes or shows tautomerism. So they are tautomers with each other. Okay, yung best nga isomer na they show tautomerism. Yung enantiomers, kayo na lang magsulat ha. Kay mag-log man gud siya if I will write more writings, no, sa side. Enantiomers, these are optically active na compound. Ito yung molecule showing mirror image but non-superimposable. Yung chain isomer, yung difference dito is yung sa branching. So they differ in branching. Sa structure ba, yung difference is due to difference in branching. Yung positional isomer, of course, they differ in the position of substituents or position ng functional group. So different sa position. Configurational isomer naman, recalling, under this could include optical isomer or yung geometric isomer. Included din dito yung conformational isomer sa configurational isomerism. Okay, next. The general term used to describe compounds having 2 hydroxyl attached adjacently. So this is a glycol. Okay, glycol yan kapag 2 hydroxyl attached to 2 adjacent carbon. Next, a carbon with 4 different moieties. Kumbaga, 4 na different substituents surrounding it. Halimbawa, this is an A, B, X, and Y. So, iba-iba. That means that carbon is a chiral carbon. Kung achiral, absence of chiral carbon. This is considered optically inactive. Chiral center, this is one of the criteria to identify if optically active ba yung compound. Optically active yung compound, ibig sabihin meron siyang chiral center and it doesn't show any plane of symmetry, meaning it has the ability to rotate plane polarized light. Yung anomer at saka epimer, you will also encounter this in biochemistry under carbohydrates na review. For now, let me give you an overview lang. What is an anomeric carbon? Pag anomeric carbon, yung difference dito sa configuration ng molecule, they differ particularly, they differ in the configuration of molecule at the acetal carbon or at the hemiacetal carbon. Doon sila nag-differ. Kumbaga, there are two sets of structure. Nag-differ lang ang dalawang structure sa given na hemiacetal or acetal na carbon. You can search for alpha. Dito ko na isulat ha. You compare yung alpha D-glucose versus para mas ma-appreciate nyo yung difference ng dalawa. And D-glucose. That's glucose. These are examples of anomeric. It shows anomeric structure, or these are anomers. And meron silang specific anomeric carbon. Doon lang sila nag-differ. Kumbaga yung carbon 1 sa alpha D-glucose, nasa baba ng plane yung hydroxyl. Then kung beta, nasa taas naman yung hydroxyl. Okay? Attached sa carbon 1. Doon sila nag-differ sa carbon 1. Alpha, nasa baba yung hydroxyl. Beta, nasa taas yung hydroxyl. Epimeric carbon naman, kung yung structure differ in configuration at only one carbon. Okay, they differ at only one chiral carbon. They differ isang chiral carbon shown, for example, in a Fisher projection. You can search naman, for example, yung D-glucose versus yung D-galactose. So if you observe, diba, these are carbohydrates. So mas mare-review to in detail with structure under biochemistry. Okay, carbohydrates yan na topic. Okay, so again, yung D-glucose versus D-galactose, these are epimers na structure. Kasi yung structure nila nag-differ lang at only one chiral carbon. Okay? Okay? You can actually search naman yung structure ni D-glucose, D-galactose. Bakit sila epimer? Okay, hanapin nyo doon saan yung chiral carbon na doon sila nag-differ. Okay, sige, next. Given the molecule pentan 1,2-diol, let me draw it. So if this is pentane, tapos dalawa yung alcohol, which carbon is considered chiral? Again, pag chiral, ang carbon, yung carbon na yan, meron siyang 4 na substituents and different sila, yung 4 na yun. So that would be carbon 2. Kasi yung carbon 1, meron siyang imaginary 2 hydrogen, parehas yan. So hindi na siya considered chiral carbon. So that would be yung carbon 2. Carbon 2, iba-iba yung mga substituents na ka-attach sa carbon 2. So considered siya as chiral carbon. Next. Type of bond present between carbons 2 and 3 in the molecule of 2-butene. Draw natin yung 2-butene. Ano daw yung mga bonds present dito sa carbon 2 at saka sa carbon 3? So that would be both sigma and pi bond. Okay? Sige, next. What type of hybridization of the orbitals between carbons 1 and 2 in the molecule given? Okay, so yung carbon 1 dito would be yung nasa leftmost part. And then ito yung carbon 2. Okay, recalling, kapag ang carbon contains one double bond, okay, which is the characteristic of both carbons 1 and 2, ibig sabihin sp2 siya, nga hybridized. So yung sagot dito, letter B. Again, kapag ang carbon na siya isa ka double bond, sabi natin, di ba, sp2, hybridized. Okay, next. What about carbons 3 and 4 in the structure? The structure of parang sumobra. Ayan. Okay. Ayan. Okay, this is a skeletal structure of methoxyethane. Ito yung methoxy nga part. Ito yung ethane. 2 carbon containing ethane. So obviously it follows, it is consistent to the functional group ROR. ROR, that is for ether. Okay. RH, that is for alkane. RCHO, aldehyde. RCOR, ester. And RCOR, ketone. Okay, next. The chemical given, a chemical given is an example of what type of, number 65, no? What type of organic compound? Ayan. So you have a carbon here. So kumbaga R, it follows the functional or type formula RC, then OO and R. So that is for ester. No, ester. Sige. Ketone, sinulat na natin kanina sa number 64. I-recall niyo lang. RCOR, ang ketone, aldehyde, RCHO. Yung acid anhydride lang isusulat ko kasi wala siya sa number 64. Okay, yung acid anhydride type formula is RCO attached to a central oxygen. Kumbaga dalawang carboxyl or acid groups attached to a central oxygen. Muna siya ang acid anhydride. Next, IUPAC name of the given formula below. Yung given formula is actually an alcohol. So sabi dito sa given nga structure, dalawa. Okay, dalawa daw yung alcohol, yung OH attached sa carbon 1. Dalawa ang alcohol attached sa carbon 1. So 1,1-diol. Okay, so yung sagot dito is letter E. Pentane 1,1-diol. Next, the following groups has the general formula is RSH. So ito nasabi na kanina, that's thiol. And okay na din na rationalize na natin ano yung chemical or the functional group no ng amine, ether, ester. I-recall niyo lang siya based sa mga previous items. Next, number 68. What type of involves different spatial arrangement that are not interchangeable without breaking covalent bonds. Yung sagot dito is actually configurational. Okay? Ayan. That best describes configurational isomerism. Okay, next. Which formula represents nitrile? Nitrile, triple bond yan, carbon to nitrogen. So that would be letter B. Yung letter A, RCOOH, that's carboxylic acid. Itong letter C, alcohol. Yung letter D, double bond, carbon to carbon, that's alkene. And then letter E, that's amine. Okay, next. Number 70, it follows the type formula RCHO. And RCHO is an aldehyde, diba? So dapat yung pangalan ng compound na to should ends with an al. Okay? So you simply count then ilan yung carbons dyan. So it's either letter C or letter E yung sagot. Tingnan natin ilan yung carbon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 carbons. Best answer would be butanal. That's the name. IUPAC name of the given aldehyde. Next, which term describes an acyl? Or which structure? Which structure describes an acyl group? So acyl group actually contains a carbon double bond to oxygen with an organic group. Okay? So, yung sagot dito would be letter B. Okay? Yung carbon, double bond yan to oxygen, tapos meron siyang organic group. Next, what type of structural formula that shows all atoms and shows all the bonding lines or all the bonds in a molecule? The answer here is letters Kekule. Pag Kekule, di ba? Kita lahat yung bond lines, also all the atoms. Walang imaginary. Okay? Para siyang Lewis structure na walang lone pairs. Okay? Next. Yung condensed formula, okay, that is, kumbaga, representation ng structure with most of the bonds being omitted. So, i-condense na to siya. So, you can omit majority of the bonds, yung bonding lines. Tapos, yung mga hydrogen, meron na siyang subscript. Yun yung condensed formula. Skeletal formula is same lang with line angle formula. Kumbaga, yung merong imaginary hydrogen sa skeletal, di ba? Or line angle formula. Yung empirical formula naman, that's the simplest form or simplest, or yung pinapakita dito is yung simplest number ratio of atoms in a molecule. Para siyang simplest form of a molecular formula. Yun yung empirical formula. Okay, next. 73. Which of the following functional groups most likely form hydrogen bonds with water? So as we mentioned kanina, yung hydrogen bonds, it is formed when attracted to highly electronegative atom like oxygen. So among the choices, yung merong presence of highly electronegative atom dito would be alcohol. So yung best answer dito would be alcohol. Kasi the rest of the choices, hydrocarbons sila. Okay, next. True about staggered conformation of ethane. The staggered conformation of ethane is actually more stable compared to eclipsed. Diba? And it should have less torsional strain. Okay? Or less, pag sinabing torsional strain, it is actually the, para siyang effect caused when there is a parallel arrangement of atoms. And diba yung pag parallel arrangement of atoms that is observable kung naka-eclipsed yung conformation. Eclipse kapag may alignment, parallel alignment, that's the time we could observe, highly observed torsional ng mga strains. And it causes, pag may mga strains, steric effect, that causes unstable na structure. Kaya, as much as possible, mas preferred yung most stable na configuration. That's why we have a staggered nga conformation. Asa na yun? Ayan. So, false statement, yung letter A and B. Yung sagot ha, letter C. Yung letter D, this is also false. Kasi dapat conformational isomer. Okay, yung, di ba, yung staggered, eclipsed, under siya sa conformational isomer. And letter E, false statement din siya. It is not planar kasi naka 3D arrangement, di ba? Kapag conformational. Di ba pag, halimbawa, we represent it using Newman projection, okay, or Sohor's projection. Somehow it is in 3D arrangement yung atoms. So it's not planar. Kumbaga, we show the arrangement ng atom following their spatial arrangement. Okay? Hindi siya katulad ng mga nasa constitutional nga isomer, okay? Na naka-planar yung presentation ng structure. Okay? Yung conformational isomer, it falls under stereo isomer, diba? If we recall. And kung stereoisomer, yung structure are represented in space, okay? Kung paano sila sa actuality. So, naka 3D arrangement siya. Okay, next, the lowest energy, most stable conformation of ethane is staggered. Yung letter C, this is actually less stable kung i-compare with staggered. Okay? Yung difference niya lang sa staggered is on the bond angle. Almost, it shows a staggered conformation. Okay? But, yung bond angle, mas, malapit yung mga substituents, kumbaga. Mga substituents surrounding a central carbon, mas malapit sila kumpara sa staggered na positioning of the substituents. So, kung imo siyang i-order, yung tatlo, least stable yung eclipsed, then followed by yung gauche representation, and that saka yung most stable would be staggered. Next, isomers with different arrangement due to rotation around a single bond, this represents conformational isomer. Okay? Yeah, that's conformational isomer. And kung we tend to form a conformational isomer via rotating a single bond, this is applicable for open chain. Open chain na siya ng mga compounds. Iba naman yung sa cyclic compounds. Yung conformational isomer nila, it is formed by flipping the ring. Okay, you cannot rotate the bonds within a ring kasi rigid yung bonds that connects a ring system. Kaya iba yung manner to form conformational isomer kapag ring. Okay? Next, representation of molecules looking directly in front of carbon bonds. This represents Newman projection. Okay, Newman projection yan. Okay? Yung we're just looking at the central carbon, and then yung shown dayon sa protruding outside the central carbon ay mga hydrogens or any substituents. Yung Sohor's projection, that could also be used to represent molecules or conformational isomer ng mga open chain compound. Yung difference nyo lang sa Newman is yung appearance niya looks similar sa kanang Carpenter's Sohor's. Okay, literal nga yung representation mismo ng structure. It looks like a Sohor's yung ginagamit in carpentry. Yung Fisher projection naman, this is likely used nga representation ng molecules among carbohydrates. Okay, so parang it looks like this. Halimbawa, you represent a specific carbohydrate this way. Fisher projection yan. Okay? It is not because it looks like the bone of the fish, dili siya tungod ana, but the one who discovered, yung scientist, pangalan niya kasi is Fisher. Okay? Yung apelyido ba. So it was just adapted to this name, no? So Fisher projection ha, dili na siya tungod sa iyang appearance. Wedge and dash, so it makes use of the lines na wedge type, tapos wedge type is yung heavy line and bond line. Yung dash naman, it looks like this yung putol-putol na bonding line. So yeah. So yung number 77, if the molecules are represented using a fronting carbon lang, we are just looking at, and then yung surrounding niya are mga substituents, yun yung mas emphasize, the Newman siya, Newman projection. It's in 2D representation. 2D representation. Okay, next. Z stereoisomerism. Which of the following shows Z isomer? Okay, let's recall. EZ isomer, these are actually used if ever yung double bond carbon, if each double bond carbon has two different group. No, not two different. Yeah, correct. Two different groups. Okay. I repeat. Note, E at saka Z configuration sa geometric isomerism, this applies kapag ang double bond carbon, each of that, okay, iba yung substituents present. Okay, so each double bond, different yung groups. Hindi pwedeng merong similarities. So yung kabila naman, iba din, A, B. So that's the time you can apply EZ isomer. Yung cis-trans isomer, you can apply that if meron silang isang similar nga group. Halimbawa, itong carbon na to, meron siyang hydrogen, yung kabila din na double carbon, meron siyang hydrogen. So that's the time best applied yung cis-trans isomer. Okay? Sige, so given this choices, only have one structure that shows Z isomer. You simply focus, class, on the double bond kasi that is where the Z isomer is observed, or any configuration under, dili siya masulat, no? Basta focus on, wait sa ato sa hulatan sa nato, nga makasulat na siya. Ayaw magsulat ulit. Okay. Ayan. Sige, let's focus on the, ayan. Okay. So, yan. On the double bond. So, yung choice, letter A, observe nga yung unang carbon, nasa unahan na carbon, parehas sila, meron silang similar nga group. So, we cannot apply here Z isomerism. Because you cannot rank. Remember, by ranking man siya, i-rank nato siya based sa CIP rules, yung Canny and Gold pre-log rules, to know which is the highest priority group. So, kung naa siya parehas nga groups attached on that similar double bond carbon, you cannot apply anymore the EZ isomerism or geometric isomerism. Okay? Yung letter C naman, tingnan, each of these carbon, meron ding identical nga groups, no? Group of atoms attached to it. Same goes with letter D. Similar. Okay? So yung natira is letter B. Observe nga iba-iba lahat. For this carbon, iba-iba yung attachment. Imaginary dyan actually is hydrogen. Okay? So, iba yung attached group sa first double bond carbon. Ganun din sa second double bond carbon, iba yung directly attached na group of atoms. So we can apply here isomerism. Okay, and the Z isomer here, the type of isomer here is Z isomer. Z isomer kapag same side. Diba? Same side yung higher priority groups. So these are higher priority groups nasa baba. Same side. Okay, next. Butanal and butan-2-one. So ang isa aldehyde, ang isa naman ketone. So obviously, it actually shows a type of constitutional isomer. Yung isomer dito is letter A, functional isomer. Kung i-draw mo siya, you draw manually the structure of butanal versus the structure of butan-2-one, you will observe same sila ng formula. Same, yung number of carbons, number of hydrogen, oxygen, but they will differ now sa structure kasi iba yung functional group, yung actual functional group sa structure. Yung isa aldehyde, yung isa ketone. Next, number 80. Which, if any, of the labeled carbon atoms is a chiral center? So we compare between carbon 1 versus carbon 2. Saan dito yung chiral center? How do we describe ulit chiral center? Chiral center kapag lahat ng apat na grupo attached to that carbon different. So yung carbon 1, obviously, meron siyang dalawang imaginary dyan na hydrogen. Imaginary hydrogen. So this does not qualify chiral center. So yung carbon 2 dyan, obviously, is it shows chirality. It shows chirality. So yung sagot dito is letter B. Carbon 1 is not chiral, but carbon 2 is a chiral center. Okay, next. What is the constitutional isomer of this given structure? The structure is actually 2-butanol. Okay, so we could obtain another positional isomer for 2-butanol. We simply change the position of hydroxyl. Saan natin ilalagay yung hydroxyl? Sa carbon 1. So 1-butanol would be the equivalent constitutional isomer of 2-butanol. Kasi if you move it here, kung i-move nimo ang hydroxyl sa, let's say, base abi ninyo nga carbon 3 siya, di ba carbon 2, carbon 3. Kung i-name nimo siya again, that is 2-butanol pa rin. Kanya siya. Kasi abi ninyo ba i-move siya sa third nga carbon, 3-butanol na yon? Hindi. Kasi when you name it, di ba we start on the terminal carbon kung saan malapit yung functional group. So this is still 2-butanol, yung letter A. Okay? So yung best answer dito is letter D. That's 1-butanol. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next. Ito lang din yung question sa previous item. Ako lang siyang gi-change. Nalang ko gi-change dire. I think yung term nga closer. Kaya yung magiging answer dito would be letter A already. Only the first statement is true. Kasi second statement, what makes it incorrect is yung term nga closer. It should be farther. Okay, next. Functional group that contains carbonyl, it's ketone. Ketone, aldehyde, carboxylic acid, those are examples of carbonyl containing compound. Ano ba yung carbonyl? Carbon double bond O. It's carbonyl. Refer to the figure below. Identify the formal charge. You just follow again yung formula. Valence electron minus non-bonding electrons minus the number of bonds. So that would be 0 for carbon. Next, these are compounds with sear center but achiral or optically inactive. It's letter D, mesocompounds. Kasi among the choices, yung mesocompounds, they are known to show plane of symmetry. Bakit meron siyang plane of symmetry? When we describe compounds classified or considered as mesocompounds, these are actually mirror images ng compounds, plus they are superimposable. So they really show plane of symmetry. Pag meron siyang plane of symmetry, wala na siyang chiral center. Okay? Or hindi siya optically active. Okay? Next, IUPAC name of the given formula. This is actually 2-butene, but what specifically is the configuration of this alkene compound? Okay, so given this geometric isomer nga representation of 2-butene, it shows nga in opposite nga arrangement yung groups attached sa double bond carbon. So kung opposite side, that would be trans, 2-butene. Next, a given compound has a chemical formula of C4H6. How it is classified as a hydrocarbon. Okay, yung balik lang yapon ata ani sa hydrocarbons general formula. If it says nga apat yung carbon in a certain hydrocarbon and there are only 6 hydrogen, it follows the general formula CnH2n minus 2. Okay? So kung apat ang carbon, 6 lang yung hydrogen if this general formula is being followed. Itong general formula na to actually describes an alkyne or could be a cycloalkene. Kaya nga sila ring chain isomer. They have same formula but may different structure. Ang isa ring, ang isa open chain. So yung sagot dito is letter B. Okay, general formula of ether is ROR. This is true. How many hydrogen bonds are present in cyclic alkene with 5 carbon atoms? Cyclic alkene. So, cycloalkane. And the general formula, di ba nila, is CnH2n. Kung cyclic alkane. Cycloalkane lang din yan. Okay, so kung 5 carbon, C5, how many hydrogen following the general formula? It should be 10. So, letter C yung sagot. Ito, mirror image but non-superimposable. Ito yung sabi ko kanina, enantiomer. Pag diastereomer, it's diastereomer. Non-mirror image ni. Tama ba? You help me recall. Non-mirror image? I believe so. Non-mirror image, non-superimposable. You try to scan it sa inyong notes. Okay? Okay, tama daw, sabi ni Alberto. So, non-mirror image, non-superimposable, diastereomer. Ang meso, compound, mirror image, superimposable. Ito, mirror image, superimposable. Okay na? Sige. Okay, let's identify the following statements here, if true or false. 2 constitutional isomer with a molecular formula there are 2 constitutional isomer for a compound with a molecular formula C4H10. C4H10 represents butane or pwede din isobutane. So this is correct. Meron siyang 2 constitutional isomer. Butane, tapos yung isa isobutane. General formula of ester is Letter A ni ha, letter A. For ester, RCOR, correct. No, RCOR, that's ester. Next, constitutional isomer, same formula, same. Ang connectivity, this is false. Okay? False. It should be different yung connectivity ng atoms. Parang different yung structure. Okay, next. Cis isomer of disubstituted cycle can be converted to trans isomer by rotation. No, it's not rotation. We simply change the position. Kasi pag cis trans isomer for cycloalkane, we tend to identify cis trans isomerism sa isang cyclic compound if we observed different position ng substituent. Halimbawa, you have a cyclic ring. Kung nasa taas lahat yung substituent, then cis yun. Kung nasa baba yung isa, then sa kabila, nasa taas yung isang substituent, then trans yun. So, change of position dapat, not rotation. Okay? To produce a trans isomer of a cycloalkane. Same change of position yan ng substituents in a plane, in a cycloalkane. Okay, electronegativity decreases from left to right. This is false. It should increase mula sa left going to the right kasi favoring non-metals, 'di ba? May sila yung merong highest electronegativity property. Ito, carbon to carbon triple bond. Merong isang sigma bond, 2 pi bonds. This is correct. Isa ang sigma, dalawa ang pi bonds. Ito. Electron in a 1s orbital is held closer to the nucleus. Yes, correct. This is true. Mas malapit kasi siya yung lowest energy orbital. So siya yung malapit sa nucleus. Next, saturated hydrocarbon do not contain multiple. Yes, this is true. Puro single bonds. Walang double bond, walang triple bond kapag saturated hydrocarbon. Next, carbon to carbon triple bond is stronger. Stronger than carbon, of course. Okay? If it is held with multiple bonds, mas stronger yung bonding property, okay, ng atoms. So this is true. And finally, octane and 2,2,4-trimethylpentane are constitutional isomer. Diba? Pag octane, there are 8 carbons. Okay? Pag pentane, this is 5 carbon plus meron man daw 3 methyl. So plus 3 carbon. So that's equivalent to 8 carbons din. So mataas yung chance nga these are isomers. They have same formula but different in structure. So this is true. This is true. Okay? Sige. So that's it for the first assessment. And please be reminded for our second assessment on Saturday. You know already the time, no? It's 8 a.m. Based sa plotted schedule. And we will use the same room as assignment. So kung sino yung na-assign sa 403, 322, 323, you follow that. Kasi wala talagang available room that could accommodate 100 plus na students. Okay? Sige. Do you have any question, clarification, any items na you wanted to clarify? Wala? If wala ng question, can you show a thumbs up? If it's clear already. Yes, you're raising your hand, Mr. Yes, Miss Jul. Sino yung nag-raise ng hand? Wala ba? Okay. Sige. Yes, Miss Balboa. You're raising your hand? Okay, nag-ano lang. Same lang ni Earl na ano lang. Unintentional. Sige. Okay, if wala ng question, then I will now end this meeting. We will meet again on Saturday for an online rationale. Okay? So, same ang coverage. Same lang kung ano yung coverage of first assessment. Meron lang, may ano lang siya, new topic na hindi ko siya kasi hindi ko na-include dito yung about more on resonance, yung about strains, yan. What else? Basta may mga listed topics na pinost ko sa schedule of assessment na hindi masyadong na-focus sa first assessment. So, it might be included sa second assessment. Okay? May I check? Nag-post, di ba, ko og schedule of assessment coverage. Ako sa i-check. Kato intermolecular forces, if you observe sa first assessment ngayon, wala masyadong intermolecular forces of attraction. Sige, so we might focus more on that, about strains, about resonance. Yun. So same pa rin yung topic. Nalang dayo yung additional na mga questions about topics nga hindi masyadong na-emphasize ngayon. Okay? So just refer lang sa posted nga coverage that was last August 23, I think, na-post ako. Okay? Sige. So still 100 items, then we'll have an online rationale on that same day. Okay? Just wait for my announcement. So thank you everyone and God bless. I will post lang the prelim exam score ha, probably tomorrow. Basta within this week.